So I started an online shop, and I thought I'd take a moment to tell you guys about some of the goals of that particular move. Now, I may sound a little better or worse. I am wearing a little clip today. Hopefully that'll improve the audio just a little bit from the last time I was face to face with the camera like this. Now, I have 5 goals in mind for having an online shop, and in no particular order, the first thing that stands out to me would be transparency. There's an issue I've had personally when I go on the interwebs to try to find stuff where you do your research and you find something to be, say, $15, $20, $30, whatever that price point is. And you're like, okay, great, I know it's worth this much. And then you go to some website to try to purchase it, and that's not the dollar figure it is. It's usually way up here. So I wanted to have my own space where I could be open and honest with you guys about what I personally paid for something, and then what the cost is on the website and why it's that price. The other thing is, I have no intentions of ever putting something on my website and then changing the price up. I have no intention of doing that ever, because I hate when it happens when I'm trying to get something. So I just imagine that you guys also probably hate that thing happening. So easy solution for me is, let's just not do that. So if I buy something at, say, $50, I want to operate on a 20% margin. Enough to cover costs, covers any extra shippings, that covers if something's lost and I have to resend stuff, right? All those things, they can add up. 20% feels comfortable. So if I buy something at $50, I would put it on the site for, what is that, $60? Yeah. And then if in 3 months down the road, we find out that, say, the booster box for the first chapter of Lorcana skyrockets to 150. I don't think it'll ever reach that high, but if it ever did go that high, well, it'd still be on my website for the original price. I'm not going to change it. That does lead me into my other goal, though, and this is where I'm going to definitely want your guys' feedback, because I don't know the answer off the top of my head, and I know it's a big issue, especially in the Pokemon community. Anti-scalper. That is my mentality, to be anti-scalper. So then you have that issue of, okay, do I have something on my site, and then that thing skyrockets in the market, and then one person comes in and buys everything because they know they're getting a great deal, and now they're going to try to make a huge profit on it. So that's my other goal. Goal number 2, anti-scalping. Do I limit purchases? Because I believe I do have that power on my website, or I can set limits to purchases. I want your guys' feedback on that. I don't want to restrict you guys from being able to get what you'd like, but by that same token, the only thing that I've seen that has worked in the past is to put a limitation on how many things you can purchase of a particular item. Like just the other day, a local card shop in my area, they just got their allotment for the Pokemon Prismatic Evolutions, and they were doing 1 box per customer. And I loved it because they had like 50 people in their shop, and not all 50 got a box, but the maximum number of people that could get a box did get a box. And that was awesome. That also eliminates, some of those people, there could be a scalper or two amongst them, but at best they're getting 1 box to resell, to flip. That's a lot better than them buying out the entire inventory and then taking that and putting it online, on eBay, on something, whatever. And then everybody, the kids who want the cards, the collectors who want the cards, those guys aren't going to get just totally ripped off for that thing. So I might be implementing something along those lines as well. I will wait for your feedback. If you guys have other ideas, I would certainly love to hear them, because it's going to help me, help you, help protect the actual collectors and kids and people who just love these card games. And hopefully, and I'll say it, hopefully it'll hurt the scalpers. I want to strangle them so they don't exist anymore. That would be an ideal world, in my opinion. That leads me into goal number 3, I want to do MSRP for everyone across all of my stuff. Right now it's a little tricky because I don't have access to a distributor. I have contacted every American Pokemon distributor. None of them are willing to work with me right now. I get it. It's not a long time established business, so it's gonna take a year or two probably before they will even give me the time of day. So I'm willing to grind through that and earn my spot with them. But for now, that's not 100% possible. My goal is to get to MSRP. So right now, I'm buying things, I'm looking for the best deals I can. And then there's that 20% we talked about, the operation costs. The goal will be to get to MSRP for everyone. For everyone. I hate the idea that something is made by the home company and set out at a certain price and then you can't find it at that price. I think that's ridiculous. That's not the intention of that. So that's my goal. We're going to get to MSRP and we're going to stay at MSRP, but bear with me for this first year or so while I work on establishing a relationship with some distributors. I have been reaching out left, right, and center, even in other countries, to try to secure something. So we're working on it. That jumps me into goal number 4, and that is I do have a Patreon. There is a link in the description down below, and currently I have 2 tiers set up, the $15 tier and the $25 tier, where you get discounts on the website. That's active right now. The $15 tier gets you a 5% discount on all of your purchases, and then the $25 tier gets you a 10% discount on, again, all of your purchases. That's another reason why we go into the 20% margin, because for the Patreon members, it becomes a 10% margin. Now, why do I bring up Patreon as goal 4? The goal at the end of it is to have all of my products at cost. That means if I paid $50 for something, they pay $50 for that same thing, plus shipping. So that's my goal for those guys. That's also why the Patreon tiers are limited, because if it was just open-ended, that's one thing, but I have a feeling I would quickly not be able to fulfill all of those orders if I made it completely open-ended. I do know that in the Pokemon world especially, allocations are really, really tight. So those can be tough. For Lorcana, that one's a tricky one. I'm working on that one right now. As it stands, most of them want you to have a play space in order to even have the ability to order that, even from a distributor who has that product. Now, distributors can do their own thing. They can choose to sell to whomever they want, but I know that there are some restrictions in place for that. So again, it's all a little bit of a work in progress. And all of this leads to goal number 5, and that is to be my own boss. Full-time gig. So far, I've had 21 purchases on the site. Thank you everyone who's made a purchase. I'm very quick about getting a purchase and boxing it up and getting it ready, and then I ship the next morning. Or if there's still time in the day and the post office is still open, I'll even go the same day to drop those packages off. I'm loving it. It's a ton of fun. I'm looking at all my boxes that I purchased over there. I just got a new scale because they're like, oh, how much does this thing weigh that you want to prepay your thing for? And I've been literally stepping onto a scale and going, oh, okay, that's how much I weigh. Now let's pick up their package. Okay, I've added half a pound. I hope that's correct. So I bought a real scale so I don't have to do that anymore. It's been a little ridiculous. And then on this side on my desk, I actually just bought a printer to print the shipping labels. That's super exciting. I have 500 shipping labels ready to be printed right there. I am touching it right now. Just little weird things. I'm having a lot of fun with it. It's exciting. Like, these are things that when I was a kid, like, that's boring. That is boring. But as an adult, I'm like, that's pretty cool. I'm excited to have that. So yeah, that's goal 5. I want to do this full time. I'm loving every aspect of it, every piece of it. When things show up in the mail, all the boxes and sticking them on the shelves, just, I'm in love with it. And so that's definitely a goal number 5 for me. Now, before you guys all click away and leave, I do want to talk about things on the site right now. I am doing a giveaway until the end of this month. So only a week or so left to get in on it. If you go to thetcgclub.com, again, linked in the description down below, there is a little red button that will appear on the bottom, the bottom left of your screen. If you click on it and you put in your email address, you'll get a free entry to win either a booster box of Rise of the Floodborn Lorcana, or if you prefer, you can, instead of that box, you can get the new Japanese Pokemon Heatwave Arena. Those guys just arrived yesterday as well. I have those sitting here. And so if you're a Pokemon fan, you could choose that box, or if you're a Lorcana fan, you could choose the Rise of the Floodborn. Either way, you're going to get the enchanted Japanese Mickey Mouse, Artful Rogue. So regardless, you're going to get that guy. But if you happen to be a Pokemon fan, you'll have an option as the winner. So that's the way to get your free entry. If you are a Patreon member at the $15 tier, you'll automatically get an entry. And if you're at the $25 tier, you're going to get 3 entries automatically. And then for everyone out there who wants to get in but doesn't want to be a Patreon member, don't worry. For every $10 you spend on the site, you'll get an entry. So if you spend $10, you get 1. If you spend $60, you'll get 6. If you spent $150, you'd get 15 entries. That's how that's working. So yeah, if you want to win some free stuff, that's how you do it. Just buy stuff. I used to do giveaways, and I still kind of do giveaways on Patreon. I've always felt a little guilty that, there's all these people supporting the channel, which I deeply appreciate, but only 1, 2, sometimes 3 of them win something every month. This way, I feel a whole lot better because you're pretty much guaranteed to get something no matter what, because you've bought a thing, right? You're going to buy a thing, regardless of there being a raffle or not. If you're going to spend money to get a booster box or a booster pack or a single card, there are singles on the site right now, even for Magic. I do have Magic the Gathering singles on the site right now. But you're going to spend the same amount of money no matter what, either on my site or another site. But on my site, you'll also get an entry to potentially win something. And I like that a whole lot more than just the donation factor. However, the Patreon does enable me to purchase more than what I normally would have been able to. This site is not possible without Patreon. In fact, as a good American citizen, this whole last year, 2024, I was saving 30% of all of my Patreon and YouTube income for taxes, for tax season this year. Well, I talked to my tax guy about it. We went through all my business costs, and the reason why the tcgclub.com exists is because I spent enough on YouTube and Patreon for those giveaways that I did not end up owing taxes on it. It all counted as a business write-off, which is insane. I was not expecting that. And so all that money I had saved, that's what went into getting all of my current inventory. So if it wasn't for Patreon and a little bit of YouTube, I definitely wouldn't be here talking to you right now with this video. I wouldn't be making this video. I wouldn't have these shelves that I purchased. I wouldn't have any of this without you guys, especially the Patreon members. And it does mean a lot. It's definitely enabled me to try to do this thing. And I'm excited to have you guys along for the ride. So thank you. But that's all I got for you. I do still have things on the website. We got Rise of the Floodborn just shipped, confirmed shipped. So it shipped early. So it's going to get here earlier. So pre-orders are still going for that. The second it arrives, I anticipate to be sometime early next week. I will turn around and get those boxed and shipped out to you guys. Heatwave Arena is here. I do have it now. There's only a few boxes left. Go to the site to get yours now. I also have, I'm looking at a list here because there's no way I was going to remember all of it. I do have singles for, like I said, Magic the Gathering. There are some Pokemon singles on there, and I do have booster packs. Booster packs, loose booster packs, so you can buy booster packs. If you don't want to drop 60 bucks, 100 bucks, whatever these boxes cost for a whole box, you can get the booster packs. A lot cheaper, and you still get in on the fun. But that's going to do it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.